So we have two other symbols that we need to go over here, and that's the intersection and the union. So these symbols here. So we have the sideways U for the subset, and now we're going to have a regular U for the union and the upside down U for the intersection. And we can kind of see there their definitions, so we're going to use them on the next page. I think the union's the easier one to start with, so I'm going to start saying the union, the one with the U, means everything. So you're putting all of A and all of B together. You can think about a union between two people, like a lot of times a marriage is considered a union. So when two people come together to get married, they bring all their stuff with them. They each have all their stuff, they combine it together. So our union is all that stuff together. So think bigger things. And our intersection are only the things they have in common. So what they both might bring to the union. Maybe they're moving in together and they both have a microwave, and there are two of them, is what they both have. So let's look at some examples of unions and intersections. So right here, this is a union. So that's going to be all of them. So I'm going to put all of L, the order doesn't matter, and then all of V. Now I do not want to repeat things. So you never repeat. That's kind of really the main rule with sets, is we don't want to repeat. So you see I didn't write an L twice or an E twice. Now to go with that, I'm going to do the intersection. The intersection would be those things that I was going to repeat. So there's an L in both of them and there's an E in both of them. What I had to make sure I did not repeat, that is the intersection. I'm going to skip down here and do D real fast before I give you guys some to try. And that is an intersection. Again, the intersection of H and S. So I want to see what letters exist in both H and S. And they don't have any repeating letters. There's nothing that exists in both. So that is actually the empty set. The empty set is weird. A lot of people feel uncomfortable with it, but it is a valid answer. It means we don't have anything that repeats. All right, why don't you guys try C and E real fast? So hit pause and give C and E a shot. So C was a union, so we want to look at V and we want to look at H, and we want to write down everything they have. Again, the order's not important, but I don't want to repeat, so I'm not going to write O again, and I'm not going to write the E again. But I have to have all those letters. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to look at the intersection now. So those things that we're supposed to repeat, and this time, let's see, I'm going to look at L and H. So I want to see which letters would repeat, which letters are in both of them. And the only letter that's in both of them is E. Kind of continuing these idea with unions and intersections, I've got problems down here where I've given us the answer. So here's the answer over there, and we have to decide if the answer was, if the problem, was a union or intersection. So we have to choose the symbol to put there. There are always exceptions, but in general, intersections are tiny and unions are bigger because we're putting all the things together. So if I look at A here, 7 and 9 are the repeating, so that's my intersection. For B, I've got all of the stuff in the first one and all the stuff in the second one. That is a union. For C, again, I'm kind of looking at smaller. I don't have all of this guy. The second one, I don't have all of it. So that makes it an intersection. I know I have all of the first one, but to be a union, I have to have all of them in there. And then we get down to our empty sets in D and E. For D, we've got everything that was in the first set is in my answer. So it's a union. Remember, unions, we are going to think bigger. Intersection, my answer is the empty set. It is an intersection. If it had been a union, then it would have had the 5, 7, and 9 in the answer because it would have been everything in the first set. So it doesn't include everything in the first set. it needs to be an intersection.